Hello, my dear ones. We are blessed to have a young lady with us, Hilde.
So young, so very young.
I mean, you know, everybody knows Hilde. Well, I'm gonna dub you Queen of Detox,
Oh my.
Queen of the Healing Crisis, because you know her story is so important for those that are dealing with chronic arthritis of every type, or any chronic condition, lupus, Lyme's, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis.
Autoimmune.
Well, that's everything.
I was going to say.
That's everything.
But let's make it easy.
Yes,
Everything.
Okay, anything that's autoimmune. Because you didn't do chemo yourself.
Yeah, well, the methotrexate.
Right.
Yeah, it's a chemo drug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in her journey, that I always said, you know, I met you in bed.
Yeah.
Because I remember you had this Skype.
Yeah.
And you were in bed.
This is how we ended up this way.
I know. And you were hardly, you know, you weren't looking too good.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I know. But the miles that you've come, I tell you, it's amazing.
Thank you.
And then when you told me this morning.
Because of you.
Oh, but I mean, you riding the ride. You know, I think of those mechanical bulls.
Yeah.
You know, someone get on and they move it and they fall off and go,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
You're like on high and you're still holding on there. And it's like, damn.
And you're the one with the switch saying, faster,
well, you know,
faster.
No. But I tried to slow it down, but you go, no, speed it up.
Hold on. Yeah, I know.
You
Seriously.
give the classic detoxification that with someone that it keeps going deeper and deeper inside. And we've talked a lot about this, about detoxification is leveled.
Yeah.
Remember we talk about the acute, the subacute, and the chronic. So generally when you see the acute stuff, you see the clear mucus. Subacute, you start to see the yellow coming out.
Yeah.
You generally don't get the brown right off. If you do, are you toxic?
Yeah.
But then you get the greens and then the browns and then the black stuff comes out. Well, how long has it been? You've been what now?
Well, I've been raw for 12 years, to put it that way. So
Right.
it's been like a long journey. But living on fruits and allowing my body to go really deeper and deeper, I would say 6 years.
But this last healing crisis.
Yeah,
has
this last year.
I mean, you've had every level that I've seen.
Yeah.
From not short of breath to dizziness to all of this.
Yeah, and this is what some of this shows.
Yeah.
You know?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Where the eyes were all puffed up and almost closed. I mean, unbelievable journey. But it started out.
Well, to me, it started out with the body showing the typical signs of when you're not going to hurt me with meds anymore, when you're just going to feed me fruit so I can start cleansing, I'm going to show you how sick you really are. So it started with my body showing me all the symptoms of the so-called diagnosis, right? So it was the swelling everywhere, it was inflammation, it was the stuffing, it was the limbs, it was my body was showing me kidneys that weren't filtering, lymphatic stagnation, all of that. And it kind of went into a deeper layer and understanding of the filtration, you know, when that opens. And we're prone to think that when it's out, it's out. And that, you know, because people come to me sometimes like, well, you must be clean by now, you know. And I can remember the first year, oh, you've been on fruits for a year, you should be clean by now. And it's like, almost like people come to me with this feeling of despair and mistrust or misunderstanding that there can't be anything more in there.
No, especially you're skinny as a scarecrow, it's got to be nothing in there, right?
Yeah. You've been eating clean for a year, there's got to be nothing in there, you know. And then, whoa, what a ride. I mean, every year I've been experiencing deeper and deeper. We're talking, remember the crazy story about the parasite that crawled out of me?
Yep.
A foot long, living, wiggling, saying hi, just in a different language?
Yep.
4 years on fruit. 4 years.
4 years.
So this is not what we're doing. This is not a medical thing saying you do this for this long. It's not a program. This is just us stepping back and allowing the body to heal.
Individually.
Individually.
Just like you said, right now the FDA and all these people are trying to get stats and norms for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Same shoe fits everybody.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
No. And we're programmed like that. Why? We're programmed like that because inflammation, purple pill. You have itching.
Exactly.
Pink pill.
Exactly.
See? It is the pink pill.
It is.
Should be. No,
Well, I mean, this goes back in your world.
Yeah.
Back when you just told me, talking about well water.
Yeah.
That you always liked a lot of water, which that's my family was into water, right? So you drank out of a well that you had full body rash.
Yeah.
Right?
It was so impure.
How
I can
old were
remember. I was 8 or 10 years old.
Jesus Christ.
And I remember there were a lot of floating stuff in that water. But it was the only water that we had at the cabin. So all summer, that's what I would drink, more than anyone else in the family. We didn't boil it, nothing like that. And I ended up with a full body rash. And this is something I remember now. So
parasitic.
Backing up a little bit, I went on a longer juice fast. You know, I always, so this is what I do. It's not because everybody needs to do this. It's not because you need to push yourself through a 30, 60 or 90 or like a 3-month juicing. So this is not what this is about. It's about me just following my intuition and raising my vibration and being a teacher, and this is, I'm enthusiastic about this. I want to see what my body can do and how clean it can get.
I love it.
So this is what I do. And I do it to be able to teach better, not because you need to do the same thing that I did. But anyway, walking that path, I can see how much old crap is still within my cells. Not necessarily just laying around in my colon this is a whole different story that I also, would love us to talk about. The layers, and what it looks like. But ending up with a story now that my body is pulling out old toxins coming through my skin. And we were just sitting down talking about retracing. And that's why, Dr. Morse, I think you're mentioning this. The body's going back.
It goes back.
And back.
Deep as you want to take it back.
Yeah.
And you don't think there's any storage in the body because it's not in the blood. Your blood work, we just did a blood work.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Perfect.
We did that. He made me do that.
And your blood work looks perfect. But you've got a rash on your body. It looks as red as a cherry red car.
Yeah, I know. And itching from hell.
In certain places too.
my ass.
Yeah, and your bottom of your feet.
Yes.
Popped open.
Yes.
I know.
But
you have a skin ring.
Yes.
On your eye, so it means your skin
watching this.
Exactly, your skin is always chronic, so now your skin is falling off and new skin growing.
Yeah. And we didn't even think of this episode that when I was 8-10 years, I drank the water, I had the full body rash. I remember my parents taking a sample of that water to a lab, and they came back asking if the person that drank the water was still alive. And then me looking back from that point in time in my life, seeing that I had allergic reactions to sting bites. I started having rashes from the sun. I started getting allergic reactions from perfume. Something started that, and it was an infestation also, of course. The little critters, everything. And it's just, we were a breeding ground. And I'm special, I think, in the sense that I'm doing what I'm doing now. But sadly, one of you watching right now might be me, because I'm not that special when it comes to the medications that I was put on.
Amazing journey through medications, because they were treating autoimmune. They call it RA, right?
Yeah.
But still, and all the way from Enbrel, which has major fatal events tied to it. Enbrel is one of the nastiest fatal event drugs I've ever seen.
It's an immunosuppressant.
And then what's that other one you said? Vioxx? What was that?
Vioxx. It's also...
That was ripped off the market.
That was ripped off because it was killing too many people.
Oh my God.
Methotrexate, prednisone. They even had me on prednisone IVs. And those are just the ones, and then I was on anything from sleeping pills to sedatives, to feel better. The mix was, and I was like a lot of people. I was a pill-popping kind of happy girl saying, if you have anything that can help me, help me, dog. Hit me.
They hit you all
he did.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
And look now, because a lot of people don't realize this is stored.
Yeah.
And that you're walking backwards in time, retracing.
Yeah.
And I've said this about detox. It's a retracing. I've watched it myself.
Yeah.
Accidents that I had come back up from years before and go, what? How's that still hurting? Because it never really healed. On an acidic diet, it never healed.
Exactly. And on that 3-month juice fast that I went on, I had like a 2-day swelling of the knee. I had a 3-day aching of the hip that they mended that got broken. I had so many, minor retracing incidents. It was so cool to see the body go back into doing a little bit of extra work.
It is neat.
Yeah, it was
neat.
It was very cool. So if anything comes back to you when you're on this path, and how do you know you're on this path? If you're eating raw fruits and vegetables, period, you're on this path.
Exactly.
So you don't have to worry about it. If you're eating raw fruits and vegetables, period, you never have to worry about if what your body is doing is for your benefit or not.
That's
it would
important.
never do anything to hurt you as long as you're doing that. And as far as healing events, instead of calling it crisis, it could be really anything. People come to me and say, oh, I have a headache, could that be a healing crisis? Oh, I have blurred vision, can that be a healing crisis? I have swelling, I have itching, I have, I have insomnia. The body wouldn't do anything unless it was to try and push out toxins.
See, in child services, I was telling this case where they came and took this lady's child, stole it. They have to understand that the whole society has to understand that man has eaten all these toxic foods, all these acid-ash foods, milks and clogged the body full of mucus and acidified the tissues, created a glomulation in the body, all the drugs to treat the symptoms of that locked in there with that. And then when you start cleaning that out, you're going to see symptoms go up and down, back and forward, square around. Your skin can pop out loose. Your skin can fall off. I had a baby. I was telling her, baby, detox the baby. The mother milk detox the baby. The baby lost its whole skin. Detox the skin right off and build a beautiful new one. Like, for medical people, it's like, that's insane. They have no idea because they live in a world far, far away. But you're just a great example. This rash is you've been about 3 months in this healing crisis. That's unusual, but not when you look at the chemistry you've ingested.
And I've seen these cycles within me. Okay, just to put that out there, because I see a lot of literature on so-called healing crisis or the Herxheimer event, which is a little different than a healing crisis, because the Herxheimer event, it's very pointed towards the die-off of pathogens. So if you're killing off pathogens, there'll be a little bit of different set of symptoms, because they're what you're killing off is toxic, so it becomes toxic to the body.
Cold, flu, little things like that. You're going into full-bore body rashes. Now it's getting better, but centrally locating more.
Yeah, but mostly you read that it's going to last 3 to 7 days. You get all this. So people freak out. Things last long. We're rewriting this history. You have to remember, there's no science other than what we're showing you from living. Because what we're doing today is taking crazy sick people and applying nature to that. It's like being on nature's operating table. You never know what's going to happen, but you have to trust.
That's true science, though, to me.
Yeah.
Science isn't in a lab where a pharmaceutical person going, we'll just do this. No, not at all.
Doing, observing, learning.
Right. It's on the living. It's on that. It's not on rats and all this. It's on the individual. How do we take you? But it's chemistry, too, because we had a lot. We just had our class.
Yeah.
And we wanted to I know, but, I got it.
Yeah.
But I was hoping we'd get you through that before the class. But still, we got a lot into chemistry and how we have ionization and how the electrolyte or the alkaline ash diet hydrates, pulling a cationic state out, creating detoxification. Because it's just not, it's when you look at it through chemistry, you go, I get it.
Yeah.
Because how acids pull electrons, all that sort of thing. So it's natural to understand it through chemistry, but when you live it and realize that in a state of ionization, your body starts breaking up and cleaning itself, and then you're adding energetic foods, you're adding foods that create little digestive energy, so you're opening your body up to full power to clean, to restore itself. It's going to do that.
Yeah, getting out of the way.
Getting out of the way, and that's why get away from the vegetables, stay up in the hybrid, like you don't anymore. I keep trying to break this, let's break it. Building, nope. Take the little greens, nope, because
Yeah.
And then bam, you're staying up on the highest food possible for cleansing, energy, and everything else.
Yeah. And you talk about science. I always have to, we just have one answer. You say, where's the proof? I always say, pudding.
Thank you.
Pudding.
Proof's in the pudding.
It's always in the pudding. I was just posting on social media this one girl, this mama that put out a picture of her 6-year-old girl. A couple of years ago now, but the pictures are a couple of years old. But it was her full body eczema.
Yeah.
And then after 6 months on raw, the girl's completely cleared.
Yeah.
And she had another child, autism symptoms, bye-bye.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of mothers out there, and I really honor you because, like you said, with this, we see with the children, it's rough. It's rough to do this change with the children, you know,
It
with
is rough,
society.
yeah.
It can be
You have
rough.
to be careful interfacing with medical because then they see it as something and they get child services involved. It's
Yeah.
a nightmare. But you know, Shane was working on this lady in Dubai about the same time I'm working on a Filipino lady.
Yeah.
Full body rash.
Yeah.
Face looks totally red.
Yeah.
Just full body red. And now she's Miss Philippines. And she just as beautiful as the day
Yeah.
one. And then he sends me a picture of this lady in Dubai. Looks the same as this
Yeah.
this Miss Philippines.
Yeah.
And she's now
Yeah.
beautiful.
But that's what people don't get. Okay, so then I go through this, and then all of a sudden, after 6 years, you have a full body rash. So what did I do wrong?
You look at the journey.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So that's what we want you to understand, that a healing crisis can happen at any time because
Indeed.
there's no linear situation that, okay, so look at this. Talk about filtration. I had a 5.5 month ongoing event of where I felt that I had a non-stop UTI. 5.5 months. That's the cycle my kidneys decided to go into. And I peed out and I filtered out what it looked like half of my bladder. You know?
Yeah.
And there's no way that we could have questioned that,
Yeah.
or gone into thinking that, oh, maybe I was drinking too much orange juice, or maybe I was doing this, or maybe I was doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I did the same before, during, and after.
The body just shedding.
I just woke up one
Hydrating
morning,
and
it
shedding.
was turned
Yeah.
off.
Oh.
The symptoms never came back.
Yeah.
It was like flipping a switch.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you got to ride through this. I mean, we help people to break them sometimes because they get frustrated or they get tired. But
Yeah.
do you really want to?
I was
Because
gonna say.
the deeper you go, the more you get out. And you know, on the other side of that fence is extreme wellness, extreme energy. Because
Yeah.
I've seen you cycle.
Yeah.
And at one time you're just popping with energy, then you're going through another healing crisis.
Yeah.
And it's like this, riding
Yeah.
a wave, but it's deeper and deeper. And
Yeah.
that's been my point for years, is that this is layered. And then you peel off, well, like an onion, you peel off one layer.
And you know when it
feel pretty-
happens? When you feel your best again. It's like your body is
Exactly.
savoring the energy, you're raising it, and then boom.
You're
body
coming
has,
out of it. Your
then
new
your body
skin,
has,
you showed me
yeah,
new skin growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the body will save, you feel your best, and then you feel your worst. Like, Hilde, what's going on? I felt so great last week, and now I feel like shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fantastic. Last week you were savoring energy. Success happens like this.
Exactly.
It goes up and
Exactly.
down.
You
But the
can't-
higher gets higher, the lower gets a little less low. Well, unless you it's in your butt.
Well,
but
Remember, also old injuries.
Yes.
That's what happened to me.
Yes.
Old injuries,
Yeah.
being a farm boy and everything, came back.
yeah,
But things, when you realize that in an acid ash diet, your body's acidic, things don't heal properly.
Yeah.
They just half-ass heal,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah.
You always know there's a little something still there.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
as strong. That'll come back on you.
yeah.
It'll
So it will come back
oozing-
to heal.
Yeah, oozing pus or
Yeah.
whatever, and you go, what the heck
Yeah.
is that?
Could be anything. Could be bacterial.
could be
Like
it.
if you used to have a lot of UTIs, guess what's going to happen? You're going to feel you have another UTI just because your body's going to go after everything that was suppressed by antibiotics. You still have still have stuff going up in there, and the body's going to try to.
Of course, the
bring it
adrenals
back.
are always involved, so you always have fungus too. So itch. That's
Oh,
a bad part
my
about it. Is that the desire to
I can't even
scratch and
imagine
itch.
the fungus
Oh yeah.
coming out.
Oh yeah, scratching your skin off. I had a female fireman down here in Naples, and she about scratched her skin off. I said,
Yeah.
"Hey, there's only a few things you can do,
Yeah.
heal all tea baths and stuff
Yeah.
like this, but there's only a few things you do because it's coming
you
out
can.
of you.
You can.
And it's, I know.
Yeah, but then it's another thing. I mean, and I really get that people need support for that because, and like you said, sometimes you can pull back. And that's not really about, well, unless, you're literally
emotionally.
I was going to say, that's like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It's more about helping the person, not as much about the symptoms. It's about sometimes the person living in that body needs it to be, to pull back because it becomes too much
What's always
to handle.
weak then? What's always weak in any type of inflammatory problems?
Yeah,
adrenals.
Yeah.
Well, adrenals are emotions.
Yeah.
So you have that side of it.
Yeah, of
and then
course.
skin is going to lead to thyroid, and that's going to lead to different self-type of things.
Exactly. And I've felt it too.
Mm-hmm.
And with the drugs, we're talking liver. So liver, anger.
Oh yeah.
Angry.
Oh yeah.
So we have to remember that the tied in emotions. And that's when I feel, okay, you go to the emotions, you go to the different organs, and we talk about all this, and people are like, oh, this is too much. Complicated.
Not really.
No. And that's when you just pull back, slow down, and you don't have to think.
It's just what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're letting nature. You're just eating the foods designed for the human.
Yeah.
And the body is doing the rest of it. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
It's not like man can interface and become nature.
No.
And that's what medical doctors think. Of course, they don't even understand that.
Yeah.
So when you work on rotten theories that don't have any basis in truth, and you're trying to treat the symptom instead of understanding causative factors, and then fill people full of these toxics. I mean, you're lucky you're still alive from just the medications you told me you were on.
Very much.
Look at that.
Very much.
Embryol. And our FDA allows these toxic. Imagine an herb that kills one person.
Yeah.
We would never hear the end of it.
No.
Yet, and they would try to ban it. Yet they allow toxic. That shows you the corruption we have in this country, and it's all around the world. And even worse, I think it was Austria, where you, and forgive me if I'm wrong, where you can't raise your children vegetarian. What government can tell you how you can raise your children on diets? But they do, and it's like, people need to stand up one of these days and start taking these governments and getting rid of them and getting people in there that have half a brain instead of taking our kids and everything else and then juicing them. They want to give this little girl with RA chemo. Yeah. And it's like the mother's just trying to save her baby. And it's like, here we go again. So if they don't kill her, her mother can detox her away from that. Okay, this is just RA. And even I don't say it's a chronic issue. Yeah. You've seen what you've been through, but not all RAs go through the death that you've gone through.
No. But so we're all different. So don't ever be scared of thinking, that it'll be you. But it's
exactly.
There are people out there that never feel that they have a breakthrough because they don't know how deep they will have to go. They don't know that this has to be your new lifestyle. It has to be your number one priority. Because if you're, that sick, then this is a gift. This is an opportunity. This is a possibility. This is a potential. It's not a chore. It's not something you need to do. And people come to me and say,
you have a plus here that a lot of people don't have, and that's your husband. The plus is that he has understood and rode with you all through this, right? Where some people, their family freaks out, cause them all kinds of problems and stuff like that.
That's true. And that is fantastic. And I honor him for that. Absolutely. But I work a lot with, with the thought of self-sabotage and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's true.
And to be honest, doesn't matter to you if you have that or not. And of course, my story is all my friends turned their back on me, all my family, So it was the two of us, and it was me in the bed. So there will always be that. There will always be the family story and everything that happens to you. But you can always do this.
But it's your ride.
It's your ride.
I said this before. Who's driving your car? When you look at it, your parents just created your body.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Biologically speaking. Yeah. They didn't bring you in as soul, as consciousness.
Yeah.
They just made your body here.
Yeah.
So the power of you is vital to get and grab a hold of your journey with the body.
And you chose them. We chose this.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
It is that is what it is. I look at it this way. From this moment forward, this is your choice. So what has been, has been. Who cares?
Yeah, so if you go through a full body rash, get your body going through it.
Keep on going.
You got pretty bad this time,
Yeah.
I know it even ability to walk was affected, but look at you now. Yeah, look at you now. And that's the thing, is just going through these, realizing what healing crisis is, learning that it's a retracing mechanism. And if you've been on toxic pharmaceuticals, you're going to experience some toxic events coming out of you.
Yeah.
And like you said, I'm sure you had a lot of amoebas or who knows all what from that water
It
way
has
back
been
when.
with me. When you look back, that's
Yeah.
been with me.
Oh my
You know,
God.
remember if you go to my blog, then my most freaky story ever, that's the big parasite that came out of me. You know, 12-inch. Living.
Hi.
So yeah, I know.
Bye.
I know.
I know. Can't live in you anymore.
I know. I mean, a lot of people, most people would freak out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, another one of our
I must say, I
clients.
stood there for a minute
Well,
and I thought, how do I process this?
Well, you put it in a jar. See, one of our clients, I don't even know if you met her, Teresa, but she had a huge tumor around her aorta.
Yeah.
And they went down to biopsy it. They cut her vocal cords, and she was talking a lot. Like, well, I hired her anyway and put her on the phone, build her up. But we got that tumor. Remember her? We got the tumor out of the aorta and everything. But it was several years after that.
Yeah.
That she came to me with a live round where I still have it in the drawer there. It's about 13 inches long, and it was alive.
It was
Yeah,
alive.
she wouldn't take herbs for some reason anymore. It's like, come on, man, you need to take herbs because who knows if there's a family.
Yeah.
But they came out, you know, if you eat raw foods, they'll come out, and they might come out alive.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know what to feed it. I didn't know how to keep it alive. It's kind of dehydrated down there, but still, I was like, what do you feed that baby? You know, I don't know. But that's what happened. It came out alive. And
Mucus.
Something.
Mucus.
Yeah.
I know. They fry on it.
Oh, my God.
Dairy.
You can't, dairy. There's a little milk.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I mean, because there was that thing about...
Antibiotics.
Well, that would feed it.
That would feed it.
Oh, my God. I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know.
Oh, my God.
I know. All the stories. And I bet all, you know, you've probably heard and seen everything.
I've seen so many things you can't believe.
What is
Almost
the most...
50 years, man.
Okay, so what is the... I was just going to ask you a question on the spot. What is the most incredible healing you've seen? If you want to draw, like, a testimonial, like, what would be
well, you're up on
a heartfelt one?
Oh, boy. I had to turn my memory on there. Because I've detoxed an awful lot of people.
Yeah.
I suppose more of a cancer tumors and stuff like that are near
like
death.
larger.
Yeah, much larger tumors and pulling them out of them and saving their lives where they were already planning to go.
I was going to say.
I remember an old guy in a nursing home on a feeding tube that lost the ability to talk.
Yeah.
And I got him in July and had him home playing with his kids at Christmas talking.
Yeah.
That kind of brings a tear.
Wow.
Yeah. Because they counted him out to die and his wife and his son came in and said, can we help him?
Wow.
And so they started working on him. The medical doctor of the nursing home agreed. And so, which, why wouldn't you? But, you know, sometimes you get this.
I know.
And so, but I pulled him out of that nursing home, had him home at Christmas playing and laughing and talking with his kids.
Yeah.
Others have had cases where they had Lou Gehrig's where they couldn't sing or talk anymore. They were. We want to put that video up, but I've got it.
Is that what they call ALS? Is what we call it.
Yeah. And I mean, she was modeled real bad, and I got her up pushing and walking and talking and singing in about 5.5 months.
Wow, that's
that one is a tearjerker too. You know, so there's a lot of them.
That's known to be like a no-go. Like you can't.
Even recently, that young lad that was 7 years old that had cerebral palsy and everything, and just emaciated, and now the boy's coming out of it. Looked at his mother for the first time ever, and it's like those things just make me cry.
Of course.
You know, it's like, holy crap. And she's doing it on fruit and herbs. Well, you have to understand what makes you get there to understand, because if you look at it in the terms of diseases, they're devastating, and like cystic fibrosis and things like this, which is scarring the lung. What's doing that? There's only two sides of chemistry. Pick one, guys. And then look what the acid side of chemistry does to tissue, what its effect is in life. Corrosive, agglomerative, cationic. I mean, it's a ripper. It tears the cells apart. And understand there's only one other side of chemistry you can go on. I mean, when you look at the simplicity of it, but the devastating side of it, what acids will do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
There was a discussion about that when you're talking about pulling and astringent and going to the fruits and the high, vibration, but the astringency. Now, what would you say? We're talking watermelon, dark grapes, citrus. Which would you say?
The thing is
the biggest difference? Because I have also a meaning about that, but people always go, okay, so what can I...
The watery, anything watery is going to be better.
Yeah.
The most kinder, gentler is going to be your pears, your peaches, your apples. If you can't handle
They're
those,
like
but some people can't even
sub-acids.
handle those.
Yeah.
Like gastroparesis, they can't even handle those.
Yeah.
When you start getting a little more aggressive, you're getting into your grapes, right?
Yeah.
The darker the grape, the more aggressive, right? The astringent factors.
But they're also very nurturing, I find, the grapes.
Very
So they're a good
The
combination.
grape is the perfect food.
Yeah.
Now, you get into your oranges. Here's the problem. Barry's not alive anymore. Poor Barry passed. I don't know why. Sad stuff.
I know.
I don't know what his problem was.
Thing.
Yeah.
Bad surgery,
Mexico,
bad teeth.
all that
I don't
crap.
know if it was
I know
infectious
sad stuff.
or something.
But he sent me some organic oranges.
Yeah.
And they were bitter as all get out. And I'm going, oh, Barry. When you have an orange, you should have a sweet as honey food. I mean, a navel orange should make your toes curl. You shouldn't feel any acid in it. Why certain areas cannot grow fruit properly?
Interesting.
Yeah, and sand. We have sand around here, yet we have some of the best oranges out there. It's like the Finhorn syndrome, and it's like amazing. But the oranges I had were just your body just wanted more and more. You couldn't get enough of them.
Yeah.
When you get that level of an orange, yes.
Yeah.
If you're too acidic like lemons, I did, I think, a 28-day lemon juice fast.
Yeah.
But like a friend of mine, he did 27.
Yeah.
Shania Twain, his wife at the time, did only 18. She couldn't handle it anymore.
I know.
You can just reach a very acidic, lemony out type of level.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But the value of astringency and hydration with that is superb.
So obviously the lemon has the highest astringent
But you want to get, again, fruit have to be ripe.
Yeah.
So if you look at Myers lemons, I have a lot of Myers lemons in my property. Yeah. When they're ripe off a tree, they're a different lemon.
Like almost sweet.
I know, they're a different lemon. Almost sweet, but they're a different lemon.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell people because they think of fruit from the grocery store, which is the worst fruit you can get. Yeah. No offense to grocery stores, but they
go to the farmer's market or
go to the farmer's market. And then the farmer has to be in line. They have to be raised like strawberries. The farmers in Plant City, they raise wrong strawberries. It's a breed that never gets right.
They look like factory something. They just taste like water. Yeah, they don't taste like they used to taste when you were little.
Yeah, well, there's a company called Edibles.
Okay.
And people get their fruit baskets sent to you and everything else. Edibles are, no offense, but to me, my own experience is the worst because nothing's ever ripe. None of their fruit is ever ripe. So you get a nice basket of fruit and you go, thank you so much, and it's all unripe.
Well, that's what came with the industrialization.
Now, Sherry's berries is better. They must raise their own berries. They have bigger strawberries, and they're pretty ripe by the time you get them.
But they weren't grown to be shipped around the world. Exactly. And that's why what happened to us, right? They pick it unripe because they're going to sit
and you can't do it because
they're going to sit for months before anyone
fruit does not ripen.
No.
Only one fruit ripens nutriently. Only banana. Everything else, that's it. Fermentation. Yuck. And so, it would be a big deal. But when you look at the health of the individual is based upon good quality fruit, then it's worth it. We talked about the pyramid greenhouses and other things that states and provinces and all these places can grow around. Our focus could be much different. Realizing the food source is everything.
Yeah. But we have to remember also that what you can get, the best that you can get will always be what you need to do. You can never use it as an excuse and say, I can't get good fruits. Well, you have to find the best that you can or go to the greens, take a vacation, do cucumber juice. You'll find a way to do this. So what do you think about the watermelon? I'm talking about the grapes, the citruses, and the watermelon in comparison to each other when it comes to astringent properties. Well, say if you had cancer.
What color is watermelon?
Tumor.
Red.
Is red.
Red is aggressive color.
Yeah.
So when you think watermelon is so gentle and nice, that thing will rip you.
Yeah.
So watermelon is incredible, especially in ketosis and things. It'll clean it right out of you. Watermelon is incredible.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Yeah.
So I think the melons are good. Watermelon is at the top, I think, of astringent, even though you don't taste it in there.
If you go to the cantaloupe,
cantaloupes,
they're not up there at all. No, I would say the watermelon.
That's why grapes.
Yeah,
grapes. To me, grapes are number one. The darkest grapes, number one.
Yeah.
Getting into number two is going to be sweet navel orange. Well, for me, sweet navel oranges is always number one. Where do you get them?
Yeah.
That's always my number one. My number two is going to be between a good ripe Georgia on up watermelon and a good grape.
Yeah.
Those all three are going to be into my mix.
Organic. Freshly picked grape.
Well, yeah, but they have now, and I know the seed thing, but they've got new Concord grape seedless.
Yeah. Oh, they do?
Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah. Wow.
They've got the seeds out of them.
The Concords are pretty
Concord
hefty.
is difficult with the seeds and all that, unless you juice them.
Yeah, and they're pretty pungent, or a little bitter.
They are. But these have been grown a little differently and grafted differently, and they just are no seeds, and it's like, I mean, Marcy and I were buying them by the bags out of Publix.
Because that's the old grape cure, right? That was the old
grape cure.
Cancer remedy that we've seen.
Packing them always the grapes.
Yeah.
And I always go to that. People come in here with tumors and they're scared. Give me 40-day grape diets, because it's not you're starving. The grape is probably the most nutritious, powerful food you can eat outside of blueberries, blackberries. These are the most nutritious foods on the planet. Vegetables are not more nutritious than those. Yeah. They are the most nutritious. Yeah. Berries are.
And I remember being on grapes, and I remember that was what opened my kidneys. And I also remember I was never hungry. I never felt weak.
Yeah.
I was on 2 months. I was on grapes.
But
and
magnetically speaking, these are the highest vibrational foods on the planet. Magnetically speaking.
Okay.
So when you get into your vegetables, they're lower.
Yeah.
But then, not to say there's lower species, but in consciousness and in that journey.
It has a lower angstrom measurement as well.
So horses, cows, and as sweet as they are, but they're still loving creatures. Can handle the vegetables. They got the grinding jaw and the multiple stomachs, and they're sweet. Anything when you start to add little meat to the diet, now you get into your more angrier animals like bears, and
you're going to adapt everything from the dead animal. But I look at it this way: for the angstrom, because I think the body is around 6,000, around something like that, and a raw leafy green would be around the same.
About 9.
That high?
About 9.
Okay, I thought
if you're lucky, about that high.
Okay.
Maybe 8 to 9.
The fruit, I thought, was around 10.
Fruit's about 12.
12, okay.
10
so you
12.
have a different higher
so
than I
you get
saw.
up in, up there in something. Depends how you raise them and everything else, right?
Yeah.
But you're somewhere way up there.
Yeah.
So.
And that's what I'm thinking. That's what I wanted. I wanted something that's higher than me,
the fruits are double the normal human.
Yeah.
Almost double the normal human. So you're plugging into a food that has twice the energy that you do.
Yeah.
Well, the law of homeostasis tells you immediately what happens to you.
Yeah, that's about.
You start elevating your energy way up, and everybody feels exactly. Yeah. Vegetables definitely higher than a human by far.
Yeah,
it's going to help them out.
Yeah.
So if you took that, let's say broccoli is around 85, I think tonight. Take that to the kitchen and steam it and cook it.
So where does
now
it
the angstrom's around 1,000, about 1,000 to 1,500. So that's going to take your energy away just having steamed broccoli. And yet people do that because it's a cruciferous.
Yeah.
It's hard to stomach cruciferouses without cooking them.
Try eating them raw. I was going to say, just sit down and try eating all that. Try kale. Have raw kale for dinner. Oh my God.
That's why macrobiotics says you got to cook your food first. Yeah. Wrong food source.
Exactly. Yeah. And this takes us beautifully back to the retracing and the healing crisis. Why? So what's going to happen if you put in high vibration? What are your body going to do with all the low vibration?
Exactly.
It's going to shred it. It's going to dump it.
It's going to get rid of it.
Yes,
absolutely.
Exactly.
Now, if you applied the latest findings in quantum physics that energy has intelligence, and then you go take that and apply that spiritually to realize there's only the one.
Yeah.
So the one is awareness, consciousness, whatever you want to give or define the infinite, and you realize that chemistry is just individualization of the one. That when you're consuming consciousness at one level or another, and the higher level of vibration, the higher awareness that you're interfacing with, it rebuilds genetic weaknesses. Okay. And it just retraces and moves the body back to the original blueprint. So it's cool to see old genetic haunts rebuilding and going out of the body.
And since you're touching on that, what I'm seeing is that I'm releasing a blueprint that I haven't even experienced, but my parents have experienced.
Exactly.
Coming through my body.
Exactly.
Symptomology that I have not yet or hadn't yet experienced.
It's wild.
But it was still in my blueprint. So
you think they're ready for
I released that part of it as too. And that's why you can always also say that you're not only healing you're healing your past and your future. Yeah. You're healing your children, and you're healing going back.
Well, this especially with mamas.
Yeah.
You ladies that want to have children, wait and get your body cleaned out, and your genetic imprint is going to be much higher, so your children won't end up. Clean your lymph systems, and we won't have child services snatching the babies like crazy.
We won't have leukemia in first grade.
Exactly. Thank you. I mean, it's ridiculous how much leukemia, what they call leukemia, is out there. Very easiest one to fix, but still, you know, they're snatching the kids, taking them to St. Jude's, which is probably my own opinion, slaughterhouse, and just slaughtering the children. Now they have the audacity of putting them in front of the camera with their parents and crying for money. It makes me want to vomit when these children can be helped very easily. It's easy to understand what breaks your body down. There's only two sides of chemistry. Which one's doing it? And it will augment the functionability of a cell. Cell structure function. Cells are just the effect of what the chemistry does to them.
And it's so easy, and it's so unharmful, and it's no pills, and it's no extreme.
Thank you.
It's simply
good
just
stuff.
going back
Tastes
to
good stuff.
nature. It's eating, like I said, you know, you can take a child and you can offer fresh fruits or some cooked mash, something, and it will reach for the fruit. Try with any child that's under the age of 3 or 4 that hasn't been conditioned yet. It will go for the sweet fruits. So I'm saying, let's give the power back to the children. Let's ask them what they want. Ask them, do you want mango for dinner, or do you want this
French fries?
French fries. They will first look at you asking if mango can really be dinner.
No, you know.
And yes, it
all
can.
right, so like, I'm in a restaurant. I'm in a restaurant.
They'll be like, "Can I have mango for dinner?" I'm like, "Heck yeah, you can."
Heck yeah.
Like, I'm having 2. It's like,
my
here you go. How many
that's
do you
what
want?
they get.
Yeah.
Fruit.
Same. Yeah.
Breakfast and dinner.
Yeah.
So I'm in a restaurant, and I have to get up and go to the bathroom, and I walk by this table where there's a mother, and she has a big salad in front of her, and I'm going, oh, cool, you know. And then she has about a 6-year-old boy with a hot dog and French fries in front of him.
Yeah.
Well, the little boy is reaching over to the mother's salad, trying to get a tomato or something out of the salad. As soon as I pass, she smacks his hand and says, Jimmy, Johnny, whatever his name was, eat your French fries.
Yeah.
And I just bit my tongue because I wanted to say, honey, if you want that hot dog and French fries so bad, you eat it. Your son wants your salad. Yeah. You know, but that's the sort of mentality that's there. And it's like, are you awake?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the problem. People are not awake.
Yeah.
And so
this is what this is. And this is, I think, is a great, you know, closure for this. Because it is not about the diet, really. It's an awakening. This is an awakening. Yeah. Once you start eating that sweet fruit from nature, you'll connect to spirit in a whole different way. And just what I've seen, you know, on my journey getting lighter and lighter, what I see in my dreams and in my vision, how I see you, how I see our energetics and our patterns and our sabotage and how afraid we are to shine. So, you know, if you're sitting there holding on to your old crap,
get rid of it.
Don't be afraid to shine. Don't be afraid to
have a rebirthing.
Yes.
Get rid of your old attitudes, your old changes. You know, this is exciting. I'm going to enter a whole new world of health and vitality, but also a whole new world of awareness. Get out of your thinking, out of your thoughts, out of your emotions. Dump them.
Take your old robe and burn it.
That's it. That's what I'm saying.
Go get a new one.
Clothes.
Silk one.
That's it.
Be sexy.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a watermelon. We love you guys, and we wanted to do this video because we've had a lot of years together. Remember I told you you got a blowback of that one.
Yeah.
There's your husband right there.
Yeah. Want to come say hi? Come.
No, he's a shy guy.
He's a shy guy.
He's looking good.
But he does exist.
And you know what?
People might not think he exists.
And you know what? He never looks older. He's like that.
I know why.
Dick Clark.
He went vegan.
I mean, you never age, bro. I mean, you never look good.
He really smarted up.
We love you guys. And listen, thank you all for coming to the class. It was a fun class. And you keep hanging in there.
Thank you.
Your healing crisis or something else.
Thank
you go in the history of healing crisis.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.